Hello, welcome to my channel. It's been a long time since I've done something like this. It's a couple years actually. The last time I did a speed paint with commentary, or a speed paint at all, but especially with commentary, it was actual years ago. I'm not going to go up and look what it is. I might put it on the screen afterwards. But recently I did a poll to see if people would be interested in me posting another speed paint that had commentary, and the majority of you said yes. It was an overwhelming amount, actually. I think only a couple people voted I don't really care what you do with it, and some, like maybe one no out of 2 polls. So sorry to that one person. The 2 pieces that I'm working on are of my original character, Junior, for the show Discord Murder Party on Internet Remix. It's a channel that's been near and dear to my heart for the past 3 years. That's where a lot of my content has been going. If you haven't noticed me somewhat slowing down on fandom content, it's because I'm working on some original content with some other creators that I really enjoy. Junior is another thing that's really near and dear to my heart because I kind of based him off of a lot of the people that I've met in my life. And I've met some pretty unfortunate people, and I've met all walks of life. And I like the idea of a character who's done something incredibly deplorable and knows what they did was wrong, and still showing that they can find a way out. I'm glad he found a way out, or at least he's finding his way out through the power of friendship, or whatever Discord Murder Party is about. God, I'm gonna end up plugging this show so many times throughout this, but that's what you get when you come to a speed paint where the OC is in the thing. Junior, for those of you who don't know him, kinda didn't start out as mine. Cami-Cat, whose channel I'll link to, she was also in Discord Murder Party at some point, and her character's backstory involved this killer of a man, a serial killer, and we needed to get this character in there somehow, and I was gonna quit the show. I was just thinking, oh, I am just like the worst person to be in this kind of show. So I was going to walk up to our director, Kristen, and tell her, hey, I'm just gonna drop out. But then she came into my DMs because she knows me at this point. She barely knows me, but she has learned at this point how I am. And she says, hey, do you want to play a bad guy? Do you want to play a serial killer? And I go, can I make him sad? And she says, that's what I was hoping you would say. And lo and behold, Junior, who has no last name, was born. He grew up going foster home to foster home, has no idea who his parents are, doesn't know when his birthday really is. He just kind of celebrates it sometime in the year. It's like, you know what? It's my birthday now. That's what it is. I'm sad, so it's my birthday. But Junior, you're always sad. Oh. He was going foster home to foster home, and he ends up meeting this man, Daniel, around when he gets like 16, because and that's around the age, and like I said earlier when I said that he's based off of experiences that I've had or experience that I know of. My mother has worked at at-risk youth shelters, and when you get to be a certain age, people stop really watching over you as much, and Junior was pretty much aging out of foster care at this point. So Daniel, who initially comes off as this very, very nice, oh, what a good time we're having kind of person, he eventually convinces Junior to come out to his service, to his group meeting with what's called the Black Stars. Now, the Black Stars is a cult, but Junior's dumb and 16 and just wants affection, so initially he doesn't go, this might be a cult, because they're doing all this community service and he's finally getting to be a help in the world, and it's just like, okay, this can't be bad. There's no way this can be bad. And then he kills a man. He straight up kills a man who is trying to rob this woman, and he goes to Daniel bawling, and Daniel tells him it's okay, that this is to be expected, that he's added some good into the world. And that's really what Junior kind of wanted. He wanted to add good into the world because he's been treated so badly that he just wants something good to come out of it. He just wants to do something good. And this goodness that he achieves, he's told that this is the way to do it. So he does the same thing 19 times in the name of the Black Stars. And that's kind of where these ravens come in. They are symbols of this sect of the Black Stars. He's serving what is called the Murder God, the main antagonist of Discord Murder Party. You can learn more about her during Discord Murder Party, because I'm not even allowed to know everything about Murder God. You would think serving somebody, he learns the God of Murder stuff at a point where it's not so weird for him. I'm pretty sure he's already killed a man at this point. So these ravens are representative of the Murder God and the amount of weight that life has put on him, because what happens is that he meets Christine Forks, who is Cami-Cat's character, and Cami had initially written that she needed a serial killer to have murdered her family, and that she wanted to be getting revenge on him. And, well, I, being the person that I am, was like, let me put my sad serial killer in here. And so he kills the Forks family, by accident, mind you. He meant to kill an entirely different family, and found out at the last minute that he killed the wrong family. And then when he found out, he immediately runs to Daniel like he always does. And he tells him, Daniel, I don't know what happened. I did something wrong. And Daniel's like, no, it's okay. It's all for the glory of the Black Stars. And then Junior's just like, oh, you are crazy. This isn't about doing good things at all. You don't care who we kill. And Junior books it. Like, he doesn't say hello, goodbye, whatever to any of his friends, to Dorcas, who is in one of the previous, the Would You Be So Kind animatic. There's a lot of story behind that. That is Dorcas, who is terrible. But we don't talk about that. And he just books it, and he runs away, and then he throws up, and then he runs for 3 years doing these odd jobs, and it's just the weight of everything he's done, like these realizations all just curdle up on him, and he tries to live normally for these 3 years, but eventually he just gives up. He's just so tired, and he's been running from the Black Stars cult, who have been trying to come and do whatever to him. I heard it would be worse than death. And they come to destroy him, and he's just like, you know what, let them take me. And that's when the Murder God comes to him to grant him his desire to go into her games. And that's kind of where this piece is, showing how something so small as having just a bad childhood and having somebody who cares just at least a little bit to talk to you, how that led him down this absolutely terrible road of carnage that ended up leading him to a murder deity. Now, I know that in our regular lives we don't end up running into murder deities, but I know that in our regular lives something that doesn't seem like a big deal can just spiral out of control, all because you need something. You just need some sort of connection, and it's kind of sad. And I get that I intended for it to be kind of sad. I wanted it to be kind of sad. The only way Junior works as a character is to make him kind of sad. But sometimes I think about it and I go, oh, you've been through a lot. And he at no point tries to explain away his actions. He's only just now coming to the realization he was manipulated at all, so all of this just comes to him as, this is on my shoulders, this is my problem, this is what I did, I messed up. And he's right, to a high extent. There's only so many excuses you can make, even if he was being influenced by the divine. But it's kind of... I like the fact that Junior acknowledges what he's done. I will say that he does so to his own detriment. And I feel like, again, a lot of us do that. As in, like, I'm not going to tell you your stuff don't stink. I'm not going to run around and tell you you've done nothing wrong. But I can tell you that there's a certain level to beat yourself up at. And there were some initial concepts with Junior that just kind of hammered home that he was beating himself up a whole lot more than anybody would have anticipated him doing. I can't tell you what he deserves. He can't tell you what he deserves. But at the very least, coming to that realization that all of it's not his fault, I feel like is growth. And this is the first original character that I've actually gotten to have go through the motions of a story. And I'd like to thank Kristen for allowing that to happen, even if Junior initially wasn't really my character. He was more a concept Cami came up with and then I expounded on. But I'm glad that I've had that opportunity and I've loved every second of it, and I like the idea of this growth. This growth in a direction of almost as though he had to be torn down to build anything. And one that's about his choices, because had he not made the choice to leave in the first place, the opportunity to be better wouldn't be there for him. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from his story, and that's what I've really appreciated so far. I feel as though I've been rambling for a good 15-20 minutes, and I'm gonna have to edit this, and that's gonna be great. And I hope I kept everything in, at least everything that I wanted to keep in. Let me know if you want me to talk more about my characters, if you want me to just talk more about life, which I can do. I can talk about life. I hope you guys have a good time, whatever time of day it is, and God bless and love you. Bye-bye.